So I'm supposed to take a look at something. Oh, you're gonna do the magician thing and stuff like that? Oh, hello. Oh, very, very nice. Very nice. I've never sat in a room with like 8 other people while I learn a synth for the first time. This is usually a very intimate experience. Are we wired? Can I hit a button? My name is Amin Bhatia, and I'm a composer for film and television music. I've been doing this for 35 years, and I think I was one of the first people to start using synthesizers in film and television. There's many connections to Roland, and Roland has become my family. For me, it began when they had their synthesizer tape competition. I was a novice then and was just experimenting with a Mini Moog and a 4-track, and submitted a piece for an entry. And it won first prize, which, you know, thrilled my father, who is paying a lot of money for the synthesizer. But that opened the doors to all kinds of things beyond my wildest imaginations. Ralph Dyke, who was a programmer that worked for Roland for many years, he got my tapes to some pretty big people in Los Angeles, including David Foster and Steve Porcaro. And that opened doors into my album career, which opened doors into my film career. So it all started with that Roland synthesizer tape competition. It's like trying out a starship before taking it into orbit. Basically, you want to make sure that the pink noise generators are good. There we are. I grew up listening to classical stuff. My parents had it on all the time. And for me, I wanted to create my own orchestra, but it's tough to get access to a 50, 60 player orchestra on a moment's notice. So for me, it started as synthesizers being the next best thing. And so using one setup and a multi-track recorder, I could orchestrate and layer and build tracks. And I was my very little own orchestra. As the years went by and I grew and they grew, they've become their own hybrid sound. And my favorites are when you combine acoustical sounds and synthetic sounds together. Guys, this is great. There's some really nice, like, overdriving analogness to this. So it's kind of like analog feel, but more like analog age. Nice. When the technology is good, that's what makes it a musical instrument. The technology has to, at one point, basically just become invisible. And now this is a musical instrument. This now joins that ranks. A good musical instrument inspires you to write. That's the litmus test for me. Good. Those are my old trill tricks, which I've really missed being able to do. Now, how quickly can I put velocity sensitivity on that? Thank you. Just to have direct control over the velocity sensitivity alone, for me as an orchestral guy, that's a biggie. It's neat that new composers and new performers are starting to dig up all those sounds from the 70s and the 80s that we used to work with all the time. So all of that stuff is coming back. The fact that with the press of a button, I'm now into a Jupiter 8, I think that's huge. The plug-out technology, that's excellent because I don't want to take up more resources on my computer. So to be able to have a piece of hardware that I can also control from computer should I want to, but then to be able to take it out and take it on the road, I think the plug-out, I think you're onto a really good thing. The Jupiter 8 was the first polyphonic synth I ever played. I'd been working with Mini Moogs, I've been working with all kinds of other things, and then for the first time to actually play a chord, it was like, chords! I don't have to overdub anything! But in this particular case, the effect is here, so we can actually still do overdrive effects on a Jupiter 8. This is cool. This is like all the analog stuff I've been missing brought back. Software synthesizers are great, and I use them in my film work because of film deadlines. I've got to quickly just call up a patch. But when you get that time to actually create sound design, to actually create a sound that is yours and is your personality, there is no substitute for any kind of hardware. When synthesis first started, you had to quickly get access to the most important parts of the sound making process. So you have your oscillators, you have your filters, you have your mixer, you have your amplifier, and now, on this thing, you've got effects and chorus and reverb. So to quickly take a sound and shape it into something else is crucial. Because I think in this day and age, the type of sound you create is just as important as the type of melodies that you're writing. You know, melody's not enough now. Even rhythm's not enough. It's how those spectral combinations all come together. So don't use presets. By understanding the personality of something and having an image in your mind, in your mind's ear of what you want to create, and then using all of these tools and all of these instruments to get there, to me, that's the joy. I love spending hours with this thing. So that's all I ask now that this is all done. Just leave me alone, let me just play with her, get to know her, and we can become friends. Okay? Bye-bye.